In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to swap out the stock levers, the brake and clutch levers, for the Womet-Tech adjustable levers. These ones are one of the best ones I found for the price for the R3, and it's sold by TST Industries, who's really well known for a lot of their R3 parts and things like that. This mod is really good to do because not only can you adjust the levers to how you need them for, depending on your hand size and things like that, and it doesn't take very long at all, and you only need a few set of tools. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Follow along and you can get this done on yours as well. All right guys, you're not going to need a whole lot here, so obviously this goes without saying, but you'll need your levers. So I'll have these linked in the description below. These are, once again, the Womet-Tech adjustable ones, and these are going to be for the R3. And then you're going to need a socket or 2 wrenches, but I just use a socket and a wrench. And these are going to be, it's going to be 10 millimeter, so you'll need a 10 millimeter ratchet and then a 10 millimeter wrench as well. Or you could just have 2 10 millimeter wrenches, but that's it. So I'm going to start with the brake lever side first. It's going to be the easiest one. And if you'll look right here, you have a 10 millimeter up here, and then on the bottom side is a 10 millimeter nut. So you just want to either get 2 wrenches on both of these, or like what I'm going to do, just a socket and then a wrench at the bottom. And then just go ahead and loosen that up. Once you have it loosened up, you might need to wiggle it a little bit here. It can be a little tough to get unthreaded there. Makes it a little bit easier to take off. So you should just have just these 2, so this and then the nut as well. So obviously hang on to those. And this is why it's easier. This one you can just slide right out. So here's the OEM one, and then we're going to be replacing it with the new one. And in case you guys want to see what these look like outside of the package, they're pretty clean. They match some of the red on my bike. They're adjustable, and it's obviously from a reputable brand instead of it being from just some like knockoff brand that you don't know what the case is going to be with them. But yeah, overall they look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the brake lever, show you how to do that. And as you would guess, it's basically just the reverse step. So you'll just take this one, make sure this is the hole that's going to be lining up in there. Just kind of slide it in, get the old bolt and nut, and just slide it through here. And you might have to manipulate it a little bit just to get it to go through there for a sec. Once you get that threaded all the way down in there, then you can go ahead and put on the nut on the underside. And it's just reverse order, so you're going to just tighten everything up. All right, and that's it for the brake side. So now we can go ahead and do the clutch lever. Okay, and for the clutch lever, it's going to be a little bit different. There's no bolt on top, but there is the same nut at the bottom. Now, this is a little bit harder to get to, so it's easier to sometimes move your handlebars to get your socket under there. Or at least it was for me. So you're going to go ahead and put that on there, loosen it up. And then just be careful when you are almost done, because it would be super easy to drop this and lose it. So there's the nut, and then you should be able to kind of push this bolt up just like that. There you go. So you'll have these 2, set those aside for now. And once you have the bolt loosened up, you can kind of start wiggling this out. Now over here on this side, there's some slotted spots. You want to turn these to make sure they're all lined up. That way you can both loosen this handle up, and when you get the cable out, you can actually grab it and just push it through these ends here, like that. And then on the OEM one, you should have, I need to find mine, but I think it dropped. There's a O-ring that's in here, and then as well as this little guide. You're going to want to take both of those out. So this little guide, you're just going to put right through the new one, and then put the O-ring on here as well. Once you have that done, go ahead and grab the cable again, and you're going to fit it right through the slot, basically reverse order. Kind of guide that on. Now before you bolt everything back up, you'll want to guide this cable, so you pull it out and you just fit it through that spot right there, and then just kind of work it back through. It may take a little bit to get it lined up here. So once you have that lined up, you will put the bolt through, and the head of the bolt, not sure if this will show up here, but it only goes one way if you need it to fit flush. And then you'll just want to take your nut and guide it on there by hand first before cranking down on it. Okay, and then the last step is just going to be adjusting the cable to how you want it. So like right now it has a ton of slack. I'm not a huge fan of that. So in order to do that, you'll kind of hold the cable out and either back it out further if you want a tighter fit, and then you just tighten down the lock nut once you get it to where you need to. Now there are OEM specs for this if you want to have it in the perfect spot, if you will, but I'm going based off of how I want mine set up, so you can kind of do it that way if you prefer. But yeah, get it just to where you need to, and then go ahead and lock this nut. Double check everything, make sure everything feels good, and then you can adjust this super far out if you want. I'm gonna keep mine probably somewhere a little bit in the middle till I get used to it. And that's it. All right guys, that's it for installing the Womet-Tech adjustable brake and clutch levers. Pretty straightforward install, doesn't take too long. The longest part's gonna be doing the clutch lever and getting the cable adjusted and everything like that. But overall, probably about 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I'm gonna test them out. If you ever put on adjustable levers, it's always good to just kind of keep them right where the stock ones are at until you get used to them. So I'm gonna keep it around there, and then I'm gonna adjust them as needed. It's a pretty good mod to do. Usually around $100 is what I found these for. So it's not too expensive either, and I really like how short they are compared to the OEM ones that come out a lot further. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. I have some more mods coming, and I'll see you on the next one.